Well, it's a beautiful day here in Sand Hollow. Ruby's here checking things out, 60-something degrees. And we need to do some introductions. We first need to know a little bit about you two. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what you stand for. Go for it.
So we're with Red Dog Tools, obviously. If you've made your way to our site or our YouTube channel, you know who we are. My name is Mike.
I'm Dave.
And we are lifelong friends.
Since when?
Close. Since I was 7.
The womb?
So let's go third grade.
Oh. Third grade. All right. You guys ate lunch together?
That dates us back into the 70s. So, a couple of days.
We're old.
What happened, Dave? 2018, 19, something like that?
Yeah.
You got a Jeep?
I got a Jeep. I called you and said, hey, Mike, I got a Jeep. And you had just gotten Elvis.
I had just bought this, and we had kind of a reunion tour,
yeah,
right?
Mike had been out of the state for a couple decades, and we kind of lost touch.
3.
So this was an awesome opportunity.
Yeah, I went on like a 30-year walkabout.
Yeah, thanks for that. And,
but he came back to the fold.
He came back.
He came back.
We're talking about Utah. We're back in Utah,
So
well, this is great.
I got a Jeep right at the same time Mike got Elvis, and we're like, hey, let's go to Moab, and
had a reunion tour,
and we're thinking, hey, this is kind of fun. Let's make some money with these Jeeps, and we threw out a couple ideas that they'd been done there, done that.
Well, Dave was the idea guy, and there was 2-3 weeks that we talked every day.
Yeah, I would say, Mike, what about this? And he's like, yeah,
this?
that's already been done. That's out there.
And yeah, it was a lot about it had been done, and a lot about I didn't know if we could get a little sliver of that market.
Right.
So
you were looking where there was a need, right? You're like, where is the need when we're out on the trails?
Not necessarily, but it was very serendipitous. We stumbled on.
Well, we were going to Moab for the first time, and I called you, and I'm like, Mike, what do I need?
Yeah, what do you need to prepare?
And so I went to the garage and pulled together all the stuff to meet the list. I was about 80% done. I'm like, this sucks. I'm just going to go online and order one. I'm not going to rob all my air conditioning tools and all my shop tools, and
right.
Then everything's scattered and I don't know where what is. And so I went online and looked for a TJ kit. There wasn't one. For a Jeep kit, there wasn't one. So I'm like, how could that be? So I searched and searched, and the only thing I could find was there was a specific kit for a Harley Davidson, and there was a specific kit for a BMW motorcycle. Other than that,
I think it's over.
Dog.
The dog knocked over the camera. We got second camera.
Other than that,
there wasn't anything.
There was nothing. So I called Mike, and I'm like, what if we just did a Jeep kit and sold it?
And not just a Jeep kit, right? So I wheel an LJ, Dave wheels a TJ, and we said, what if we did a kit specifically for a TJ? Yeah. And that's kind of where it started. And we got underneath, and we went bumper to bumper, and really fast you realize you don't need that many tools.
You were carrying freaking 2 big gym bags full of crap.
I did. I carried a big, it's the 20, I think it was the 24-inch Craftsman bag, half full. It weighed like 65, 70 pounds.
And they were always clanking over every trail, everywhere we went. Yeah.
Sounded like jingle bells in the back of the Jeep.
They did.
So I ordered a bunch of tool rolls to try and fit everything in for that trip. And I got it down to an ammo can and 1 Carhartt tool roll. And
because he's prepared, Dave.
I'm Doomsday Dave.
Yeah.
My wife calls me Doomsday Dave.
He's prepared. We like that.
We always have extra stuff.
You got to.
Certain things, anyway. too much of one thing or
So,
another.
so that's the story of how it came about. And this was 2-3 years in the making, right? Of these conversations and
It was.
working this out.
It took a minute. Well, it took us a year to develop the bag, to engineer the bag. We bought everybody's bag.
Yeah, I want to hear about the bag. Tell us what's so special about that. And maybe we ought to get one out.
So we bought a bag.
A bag and a bag and a bag.
And it didn't
A
work.
lot of
We bought
bags.
Another bag. Yeah. So we like lots and lots of bags all over the place on the internet. And we didn't like any of them for one reason or another. And we said, what if we did our own bag?
So we called around, and I did a whole bunch of research on some fancy companies in Salt Lake, and man, they wanted a ton of money just to design a bag. And so we kind of shelved that for a while and then went back to it until we found a company up in Logan, and they took our design and made a prototype, and it was awesome. So we went with that for quite a while because it just worked.
Well, and I like how the tools, especially as a passenger, fit in there nice and snug, and you don't have all this rattling. I mean,
No.
specific pockets for the sockets.
Yeah, if you're a rattle Nazi like I am, the tool roll is dead silent. In fact, you don't know it's there until you need it.
Right, right,
It just sits dead silent in its little cubby or pocket
right.
area in the back of your Jeep. They're 20 inches long, and they roll down about this big around. We should probably get one out. We will here in a minute. but-
We will.
Yeah.
And then once we had the bag kind of figured out, in the meantime, we're trying to find a U.S. manufacturer of tools. We were really like, hey, we're Jeep guys. We're made in USA supporters. Let's find made in USA tools. So we scour all the tool manufacturers, and we're finding that they're not made in the USA anymore.
So
The dog's thirsty, apparently.
She's going to have herself a little treat. I mean, might as well throw that in. All right. Meanwhile, back at the ranch.
So we do have a partnership with a U.S. tool manufacturer.
They're quality forged in U.S.
And
tools.
if anyone out there wants a 100% USA made toolkit, we can put one together for you. They're very, very expensive, and the lead time is significant.
So can you tell us the cost in comparison to the tool roll that you're offering now, if they want it in the United States?
If you go to our website and check pricing, it will be roughly 3 times
Okay.
the cost of what you see listed on our website for any vehicle, whether you're a Jeeper or you drive a Bronco or one of the Toyotas that we supply kits for, the off-road Toyota crowd. About 3 times the cost. So then we decided, well, we're going to offer a toolkit that we would want to carry, that we do carry, that we've carried for the last 3 years, and we want quality tools, lifetime warranty. We both spent a lifetime wrenching on different stuff, so we can put a tool in our hand and know, hey, I'll use this or I won't use this. It's a real easy go, no go. And all of the tools in our tool rolls I would use. And we have really young, energetic guys out there using these rolls full time, because they're young and poor, and so they have older Jeeps, and I can tell you they love these kits. So,
And we get a lot of feedback, and we've never had any problems, like anything returned, correct?
0 returns on a Red Dog Tools vehicle specific toolkit
Haven't
since we
had-
started.
No problems. That's great to hear.
No problems. If you do, send us a picture.
Lifetime warranty.
Lifetime warranty on our tools.
Yeah. I mean, not everything in the world is indestructible, even if it's made in the U.S.
Right.
You know, people
Right.
abuse stuff, or stuff just happens. So
Yeah.
we realize that. So that's why, and our manufacturers, back their product with lifetime warranties.
They do.
We got to tour the Steelman facility in Vegas a little while ago, and we might tie a clip in with this. We went and checked out their quality assurance lab, and they have all this really nice, expensive test equipment where they test the braking strength of everything.
Every Steelman tool in our kits has been tested to failure. Every lot that they get in, they pull samples out and it's tested to failure again.
If it fails before the standard, then they ship it back and say, hey, this is unacceptable. You have to revisit our qualifications and
Right.
make sure that it's up to its muster.
Yeah.
Well, and when it comes to being prepared, out on the trail, you need that assurance.
Yeah.
You really do.
That's a real personal pet peeve of mine, is because I kind of dabbled in the emergency industry for a while, and there's such a pattern of how cheap can I go in 72-hour kits, for example. And you look at some of those products, and they're the very cheapest fire starters, the very cheapest emergency blankets, the very
Right.
cheapest first aid stuff. And you don't want the cheapest crap
Yeah.
when you're down on your luck or when you're having an emergency. or an
Exactly.
event. You want the best stuff.
Exactly.
So what we did, we didn't set out trying to hit a price point. What we did is we said, what is out there? What's best value? So what can we get that meets our standards, that allows us to sell these kits to, the average Jeeper for a reasonable price,
Or off-roader.
or off-roader. Yeah, we're Jeepers. That'll get them off the trail.
Get
I mean,
'em
at the end
home.
of the day, we want everyone to get home. So say what you will, we're selling a tool roll, we're selling insurance, we're selling safety, we're selling security.
Selling a way home.
We're selling a way home.
And that's a perfect segue into our next episode, because what we wanted to talk about was get out one of these tool rolls and talk about the specificity, right, of the tool roll and how it applies to your certain vehicle and why that's important.